have the day off today. It's fine.
Oh my God. All right. No. Welcome to Hidden Sound Pod. I'm Bryant, one of your hosts. And as always, my co-host Bradwick. I feel bad.
Did we just sprint like turn everything on?
For those who don't know, we live in different states, and Brad doesn't get to hear by coming over here to record. Yeah. And it took him 1,000 hours.
Yes.
To get here.
Finally here.
Anyways, as always, comment watch. I was very pleased. I got the one comment that I wanted to get. So last show we talked about the adult manga site. And I said I had to do my own research.
Yeah.
And the guy in the comments said, I may have to do my own research too. Now, mind you, very happy with the comment, but being a pedant, I had to be like, all right, have to do. I was like, oh, the grammar in me was just, I cried.
Oh.
I was like, oh no. Oh no, have to. Oh my God. I haven't seen that in a while.
Oh man. Got the point, but oof, yeah.
So I thought the grammatical error was funny, but yeah, I took much pride for the research for our little small podcast.
Yes.
All right, news. Speaking of adult manga sites in anime, Japanese rapper slams moe anime culture. Says Japan promotes 2D lolicon fetish as source of cultural pride. Which, listen, I'm not here to speak on what Japan does or does not consider cultural pride, but I will say, lolly stuff is nonsense.
Yeah, maybe it shouldn't. Yeah, that's us. Somebody, I hope not.
So basically, this artist had pulled up to a train station, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the train station. And it's known for its vibrant pink aesthetic and illustrations of the Chizu Express character Hiroya Miyamoto. And that artist expresses distaste for the station's design. Now, if you go to the article, which I'll post a picture up here, the screenshot of that station doesn't look like it's the worst thing in the world.
It looks fine.
Yeah, it does. It looks fine.
Yeah.
But you know how something can be bothering you for a very long time, and then you're like, "This is it.
Yeah,
this is it.
It's not bad, but like,
this is it.
Kind of tips
I'm
it
done."
over. Yeah.
Right. It's the straw that broke the camel's back. And so I just felt like he just saw that.
He said, like, you know what? I'm tired of this country.
I'm done.
Yeah, overall, the picture looks it looks fine. There's nothing.
Yeah, this particular picture looks fine.
It looks fine.
But I mean, look, I'm with him. Just
maybe not on. Maybe it's a bad example to go off of.
Yeah, I need to. Maybe there's a different article with a different like angle with a different picture from the side of the building, but this one doesn't seem too bad. No. Maybe this character online has gotten the weaves in a frenzy, but
I'm sure that got him a lot of attention.
Yeah, no, it did. And people were kind of going at him. But listen, I feel him because that whole that lolly shit is
it's not
ridiculous.
Great. Yeah.
Next article. This one's for you. Your favorite show of all time, One Piece. The Netflix.
See, they're casting these big actors. Joe Magniello.
So apparently, their website accidentally revealed the actors on September 19th. So Joe Manganiello, who I believe
he was in True Blood.
Yeah, he was married to the girl from
Sofia Vergara from Modern Family.
Right, exactly. I'm not sure who the other person is. They're above him.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I was saying, Joe Manganiello, and so he's going to be playing Mr. Zero, also known as Crocodile. Yeah. Who are these people? I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the casting yet.
They're going to put him in a bunch of makeup.
I can see it, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. Physicality wise, I can see them casting.
Oh, here goes the before the. They're gonna shave his beard. I can see it when you see this.
Yeah, but he's a good actor, but I don't know if he's a crocodile good actor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's a good.
He has to have a good time.
As a fit, I don't know how good of a fit it's gonna be.
For Miss, now I did get to Miss All Sunday. I got to that arc. So
okay. Yeah.
I mean, sure.
That's actually a big casting. You'll find out later. If you keep watching, you'll understand why. That's
episode 80. I gotta continue.
Yeah.
I need to spend maybe this energy that I put towards Full Metal Alchemist. Next week I'll put it towards.
Yeah, you gotta do another 50 at least.
God, like the amount of watching I'd have to do.
You got to do One Piece if you really want to catch up to it.
No, I'm a completionist. I gotta complete the whole thing.
I will tell you right now. There's probably gonna be a point where you're like, I'm gonna have to use One Piece. That's how, because it's gonna slow down dramatically.
It's already slow. Yeah. So, all right, how do you feel about those?
When I saw the Joe casting, I was like, I don't know. I have to see it. Like, I'm not, because I've seen him in a few things and stuff. Mm. I'm not sure how he's gonna be. I guess you have to see how his range is. Mm. I think that could test his range, but right now I'm like, okay. But we'll see. But now we're seeing them get like bigger actors, so they're really having some money behind it. So it better be good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
this is the problem though, because the was it the Borderlands movie that came out recently was panned, but it had all these big actors in it that they had like.
That's part of the problem. You can't have the big
they had Kate Blanchett. They had I know Kevin Hart was in it. Jamie Lee Curtis was in it.
Oh, that thing got eviscerated.
It got eviscerated. Yeah. So obviously you can put up money for big actors or really good actors all you want, but if the script is bad and the directing is bad, it's not going to matter. You better hope the money's going to the right places.
Yeah, a lot of times I'm just like. I thought we were out of the superstar movie era.
We could be, because if something like Borderlands did that terribly, with when you put up all this money for all these A-list actors and stuff, and still not do well, you have to start rethinking your strategy here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, but they already have a playbook. They had a good playbook season 1.
That's a good point. Season 1 did really well. Or at least for everyone else, better than expectations. So now you have a good base. Yeah. So maybe now you can start adding on like better and bigger actors.
Yeah, and I wouldn't call. I mean, he's like A- lister. He's not like
not like also was it Katie Sagal got cast for a role? I think was it Katie Sagal, because she's also really good. So it's like people that that are starting to join. So
interesting.
That's a good sign.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I actually watch the show, the actual card.
We've been on episode 80 for almost the entire time we've been doing this podcast.
All right, and then I'm gonna catch up.
That's a lot.
When during winter break, I'll do another 80. That's my goal. All right, that's my goal. Another 80.
I'll give you that. It is a lot of episodes.
All right, and then lastly, there's having a Shonen Jump Plus contest for all you manga enthusiasts out there who are actually artists yourselves. 10 million yen prize to identify a future artist. Which I was like, oh my god, 10 million, and then you get down to it, it's like $68,000.
Hey, just don't want to work for a year. 68.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
No, that is a good. That's a good thing to do.
Now if this was Mappa having a contest, I would say don't do it.
I got $5 for you.
So
work for the rest of your life.
I thought that was interesting because only because. One, who is the animator, mangaka who made One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, kind of also came out of nowhere. So it's kind of cool to see new blood, if you will. So I'm interested to see who they come up with. They find anyone interesting. Prize details.
So the grand prize is 3 million yen, $20,400 for one winner. Honorable mention 300 yen. Which is $2,000.
Wait, what?
The special awards, 1 million yen was $6,800 for each of the 10 category winners chosen by the guest judges.
I don't like this.
The teen award gets 200,000 yen, which is about $1,360, exclusively for artists that are under 20 years old. So
I feel like, I mean, I feel like I need more money than that, right?
This is the Shonen Jump Awards. Yeah, you gotta fork up a little more.
I almost feel like this was like Marvel or DC. It's like
they want to set the tone early. We're never gonna.
We're not paying anything. This is a cutthroat industry. We are giving you nothing.
Just letting you know, we're not paying for anything.
That's enough money, but maybe they'll get their show picked up.
Yeah, that's the big hope.
All right, am I still on? Cool. Yeah. All right, on to today's topic. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So, starting off, the author, Hiromu Arakawa, the Studio Bones. This is, like, considered the best shonen of all time, if not the best anime.
When you think of, like, the greatest anime, this is definitely in the conversation.
It's in the conversation?
It's definitely in the conversation.
I still think it's top 20. After on a rewatch, I don't know if it's the number one spot. I don't know.
It's top 5.
It's
got to be top 5.
I give it top 5. I have a couple of 2020 hindsight goggles where I go,
yeah.
I'm like, So. What do you think about it, Fred? Any additional thoughts?
I always said about what, just the overall legacy of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, like I said, it's always been considered, of course, on my anime list until recently. It's been number 1 for the longest time.
Yeah,
and because people think about the 03 version, and then they kind of merge that with
that version so much.
The 09 the 09 version. But I think it's always going to be considered one of the best. I think it's going to be hard to like get it out of even the top 10.
Yeah.
But I think people will say it's the top 5. I always thought this is, and I'm not saying it's the best. It's the most balanced, complete anime I probably have seen.
I can give you that. I think
it is. They do a lot of things really well.
Yep.
They balance out the characters really, really well because they have a big cast. There's a lot of characters, and it's like everybody gets the most appropriate screen time.
Yep.
No one gets too much. No one gets too little. They get what they're needed.
I agree with that.
And it's because like even with the Chimeras. Yep. They're just side characters, but after a while, I kind of like these guys.
No. That I will give you. I remember not liking the homunculus, and I was like, no, I like them too.
Yeah.
Man, okay, no, you're turning me here because no, you're right. It is one of the most character-wise, it is one of the most balanced shows.
And I think the pacing is really good too.
Yeah,
it feels like it's doing what it needs to do. Outside of the beginning with Brotherhood, because I think people assume that they just saw the first,
So that's my critique. The beginning. If you saw the original FMA 03, the first 20 episodes, which is the Shao Tucker arc, and the priest arc, and then where sport you've seen this, when Mace Hughes dies, and then when he dies, it breaks off in like a separate timeline, and that first 20 episodes, I think, were paced better. I kind of preferred the tone a bit. It had more of a horror feel to it. And then I felt like the ending of this, I was like, what are you guys doing here? Because it felt like when they were fighting the last boss, I was like, it was just like watching HP depletion, just chipping away at somebody's HP for like 4 episodes. I felt like the ending was a little they were like, it was like I almost felt like it needed to go on 10 more episodes. They were like kind of rushing things. So for example, I didn't like how Envy came back. I was like, why is he back?
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing here? Why is he I thought what they did with the doctor, what's his name? Marco. And even Dr. Marco had like, back to your point, every side character got a moment. Like if you had a speaking role, you probably had a moment on that, which is a big plus. But so Marco had killed Envy, and then I'm watching them go, just kill the little insect. And they let the insect live, and then they bring it back.
It was like, hey, we gotta have Mustang fight him.
Yeah, right. It was that's the thing. It was because I wrote here the callbacks in this show are fantastic. Like they don't leave any loose threads, and so I felt like she had written that he died, and they had printed the papers, and it was like, I don't want to rewrite that.
Yeah, so we got to get him back.
I wish he would have just barely escaped, made it back, and then and then maybe have was it May? Was it May?
May. May had it in the jar.
Have him chase him down to the
Yeah, that's probably would have been the better way to do it.
Because I was like, you didn't like how it was written. So it was some things like that where I was like, are you just writing this? And there was other points where it's like characters magically appear. It's like, why'd they here? But it's mostly small nitpicks. But I totally agree. It's one of the most balanced shows.
And they also I think they do a good job of like. I think with Mustang and his crew, I think they did a pretty good job of establishing them working together in bonds and stuff like that because they all get dispersed.
That was it, yeah.
And they don't see each other for a long time, but they kind of like you can see them like they know like they're so loyal to each other and stuff like that, and you can kind of still see the bond even though they're in like separate places.
It wasn't forced. It's one of the first times where they actually send characters away and you don't hear from them, and it's not like. Oh, well, what happened to her? It's like, oh yeah, because they actually had
like Maria Ross, they accuse her of killing Mace Hughes, and then like Mustang sends her away, and then like, oh yeah, you don't see her for like 20-something episodes.
Yep. Actually, Phil, speaking of that, when they, or just the military arc, like one of my favorite things that they did was like they just established that Wrath was King Bradley. Yeah. Early on, and it wasn't like a big reveal. It was like, oh no, he's Wrath, and so as a viewer, you already know that, but Ed didn't know it for a while, and so it made watching it kind of interesting, where it's like, oh normally a lesser show would just. Oh, who was this? Why is he so much? And I was like, no, just show me. It's Wrath,
Yeah.
And best fight scenes go to Wrath. Like he's so.
No, he was cool.
He was super cool. He was super cool. I was
him going into the front and taking everything. I was like, man, this guy's killing everybody. Because when he came back, I was like, oh my god, all these people are gonna die.
Yeah, it doesn't have the greatest choreography. Like I think that like in that era. I think Naruto had hands down the best choreography, but man, was like whenever they had a Wrath in there, it was definitely they went crazy when they was like when it was time for Wrath to fight. They was like, we're just gonna put our foot in this one. All right, so question: who's your favorite homunculus? Who's the best homunculus?
I was gonna say King Bradley, but
King Bradley.
I always liked. I was gonna say Envy, but I kind of liked Greed's arc a little bit.
I have a note in there. I didn't like. I mean, I thought Greed was fine. I think my favorite is King Bradley. My least favorite was probably Envy. I think the reason why Greed lost me because another complaint point. Greed and Kimberly both just got.
No, Kimberly was worse than
they were far worse.
Kimberly was like, you can't mess with Edward. I mean, you've been trying to kill me.
I was like, Naruto, are you there? You taught no jutsu to him?
Yeah, he just came out with his stupid hat. Like, you get this is what you get. I'm like, dude, you did not like Edward the entire time. So why are you trying to save him? I understand turning against Pride or whatever, but like, why are you talking like you've been helping Edward the whole time? And like, why are you here? It's like, oh, the voices don't bother me.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
totally forgot about that. It actually happened.
Yeah, I think
I was like, what?
Naruto has ruined the power of friendship. I don't like it because of Naruto. And so like that's another thing I didn't like was the ending. Like basically, he did the thing. Like he did the thing.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, they should have just been like the end. It's over. Everyone died. For me, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood would have been perfect if everyone had died because they did the thing. you didn't have to do the thing, but once you transmuted the whole thing, it was like, okay, all the souls are gone. And then out of nowhere, I've been talking to the souls for the last 2,000 years. I was like, Deus Ex.
Yeah, I thought
and that's why I can't put it in my, like, because the ending was too hand wavy. And that's why I go, I thought the thing it's top 10 for me, but not number one.
I thought the thing with Hohenheim, I definitely did think, I was like, he's been talking to everybody. I think that would have come up at some point.
Yeah.
I was like, I've talked to everybody for all. I'm like, that's a lot of people.
It wasn't out of nowhere. It wasn't because half the show they kept saying, or they kept having Ed look at the different souls, especially when they were fighting in Gluttony's belly and they were fighting.
Oh yeah, that is true.
And for the back half of the series, he was trying to figure out were the souls actually dead or if they were real.
Oh yeah.
Which once again, even with what I had issues with, it's like she was able to cover it to some degree.
Yeah.
And she did cover it. So it's not like it wasn't out of complete left field. Because, half the time he's like, I think there's a real people in there. And Envy's like, no, it's like, what was the analogy he used? Do you cry over the trees when you're burning coal or something like that? I was like, oh, that's deep, right?
Yeah.
But when they used the Hohenheim was just talking to all the people.
Yeah,
I was like, and so that's why
you could have explained it a little, or had something else to make it a little more like instead, so it wouldn't be so ass pully, I guess.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't say it's quite an ass pull, but I do think that the reason why, for me at least, FMA Brotherhood is maybe top 10, but not top 5. Probably top 5 still. But my biggest issue was the ending. I don't think Brotherhood stuck the landing on the ending.
I used to thought
it was wobbly.
I thought it did when I saw it like over 10 years ago. And when I saw it again, I was like, it's still good. It's still a good ending. But yeah, it's just like, I didn't like the whole Kimberly thing. And then I was fine with how Greed went away. But yeah, then the Hohenheim thing, it was just like, okay. Like,
here's a question for you. What's wobblier? Wobblier? Which has which ending wobbles more on the landing? Is it Attack on Titan or this?
I think Attack on Titan only because it was coming from a place where, for me, I thought it was the greatest anime ever.
Yeah.
And then it came from a higher spot, and then it was like, oh, oh my God.
It landed and broke its legs.
It's like you're seeing like, oh my God, no.
Yeah, that's why I'm even like
that. That's the only reason.
That's the thing. I felt I'm kind of the same way. For me, Attack on Titan was literally about to dethrone for me what was Steins Gate as my favorite anime of all time.
Yeah,
and just broke its legs on the landing.
I was like,
whereas this, I think. This is a bad analogy, but you know why everyone's always like, Jay-Z's the greatest rapper, and the people who are new don't. But it's like, for me, the reason why he's the greatest rapper is because he does anything that I value in music, he did in hip hop. He did at like a 9, right? Or a consistent 8.8s, right, across the boards, right? Whereas some people like 10 in lyricism, but like the beats suck always, right?
Yeah.
And for me. Fullmetal Alchemist is like that. It's just 8.8s across the board.
Yeah.
Whereas Attack on Titans was just 10, 6.
Yeah, because it's like the Attack on Titans highs are definitely higher than Fullmetal Alchemist. Mm-hmm. But like
that ending was just.
Then the ending was just like, oh, okay,
right.
But I think. The one problem that I have with Fullmetal Alchemist that they definitely could have done better with, they had to do something better with Father.
Yeah.
By episode 30, by episode between episode 30 and 40, let's get up out the chair. Let's stretch our legs.
Yeah.
Let's start going outside a little bit. Like,
right.
Why are you? I'm like, you're still here.
Yeah, no.
It's like, let's get up. Let's move around a little bit. Because by the time he gets to the end, he's still in the same place. Now he looks weirder now. I'm like, bro, like,
yeah,
like I like him homunculus. I liked all the characters, but like when it comes to the main villain, I just felt like he was a little too like you got the backstory with him and Hohenheim and everything. but he still felt a little too detached from everybody else.
Yeah.
And so it was hard for me to take him seriously because he's now he was looking goofy.
Yeah.
When he lost his bite in the eyes, I'm like, dude, you look crazy. I'm like, this is weird now.
So just for the people out there, we're judging from the year 2024, the year of our Lord 2024, with hindsight. Back then, there was almost nothing better than this. So we're being a bit nitpicky.
Yeah.
But once again, just for the positives, the comedy is some of the best comedy I think I've seen in anime.
Yeah, I think the part. I will say the short jokes, they toned it down after a certain point. There was a lot of
in the beginning they were going crazy. Which is kind of why I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But
the fun one part that made me laugh was, what was that? What's his name? Loki. I guess he had an arc in the original that was in the manga, but they didn't do it for Brotherhood, but they did do it in the 03 version.
Oh,
but
really?
they were I guess envy when they made him a little bug and he started biting him. It's like, somebody help me. And they're like, well, we're not. Like, that part, and Scar had a funny moment in that. But yeah, the comedy's still funny.
Yeah.
It's still pretty funny.
My favorite one was it was episode 21. I don't remember exactly what happened, but basically, I think Winry hit them. Yeah. He was like, my soul. His soul started leaving, and I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
The power system. The power system versus like the new school anime, which is these overly complicated power systems. The power system for Fullmetal Alchemist is simple. It is equivalent exchange, right?
Yeah.
And it's that's it. And it's nothing you gotta think too hard about. I wish they would have expanded on more of the. You have a Flame Alchemist, and then Armstrong, and then Ice Alchemist, and they don't really explain.
I felt they explained it a little more in the original, in the 03 version, I think.
Right, exactly. I feel like they did. I didn't watch it again, but I feel like I wish they like, you know how you have like different villages in Naruto and different like chakra types. I do wish I was like, well, the Flame Alchemist learned from his dad, but it's like, well, why can he do flames? Why can't anyone just do flames?
Right.
So that was the one thing the iconography is amazing. The writing is really well balanced. The music is great. Yeah. The early chapters were strong, even though I think 03 is better. Ask me.
And the thing is that I think the reason why I say that's good, because I know they rushed through it, but if they did it the same way, even though Hunter x Hunter, they redid theirs and they pretty much did the entire thing over again, remastered and stuff. But with this, it's like it came out in April of 2009, and they did like 17 episodes worth of like the stuff that you already seen before. That's a few months.
No, it is.
That's a few months of doing stuff that people have already seen. So it's like, okay, we want to get. Plus, they have a budget and everything.
Yep.
So they have to get through all the old stuff, and then they want enough time to flesh through the stuff that's in the manga or we haven't seen yet in the anime.
Yep.
So I understand why they did it, but when I originally saw it, I'm like, man, they just going fast through this thing.
It was like, right. They approach it like
Nina's only see good for an episode.
That's the thing. They approach it like you know what's going on. I remember in 03, they kind of explained what was like how things went.
You know what's funny? Because I was going on Reddit. There was a few people that were like, I didn't see the 03 version. It's like, it seemed fine to me.
Yeah, but I want to watch.
But it's like for us, we're like, we saw the original, but they're going by it so quickly.
Yeah, it's the emotional weight and the 03 version. Mm-hmm. I feel like the weight of Nina and Shao Tucker dying and the weight of Maze Hughes dying hits so much harder.
Yeah,
and that's why I was like they I need to watch 03 again. Those were some of the Oh, here's something for you. The theme songs.
Oh, I thought they're outside. I think they're all really good.
I think 3 and 5 are good. The 1, 2, and 4 are fine.
I thought 4 was okay.
4 was okay, but 3, 5,
everything else
3 and 5 were pretty
everything
good.
else was amazing.
But I have to say, no classics.
No.
The theme music.
No classics?
For the opener? No.
It has to be at least 3, the third one.
3 is my favorite, I think.
You don't have a favorite. You didn't like it.
I know. I wrote it down. I know. I went through it today. I was like, 3 was good. 3 was really, I remember, but it starts weak. And I was like,
the first one's really good.
No, like in 3, and how
okay.
No, the first one's fine.
But I was hoping, like, please don't say anything about the opening song.
A random fact: Ed gets taller throughout the series. I did notice that he gets taller as the show goes on.
Oh, does he? Oh, I did not notice.
He gets taller as the show goes on. Winry even comments on it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the big difference with the homunculus. It was like when you start seeing the differences between the original, the 03, and this one, it's a completely different show.
Yeah, it is.
It is so different because the homunculus is just like, in this one is the father's getting rid of like separating himself from the deadly sins that which become the homunculus.
Yeah.
And in the 03 version, it's the result of a human transmutation. So it's like a whole sort of different thing.
Yeah, no, this is the homunculus and this are way better than the original. I think the reasoning, like, it makes more sense. I think
yeah, because people say, oh, well, it's better in the first one. I'm like, nah, I always thought, like, wouldn't there be, like, more homunculus if, like, everyone was just doing it? Yeah. Like, so that's why I'm like, it ain't really, because, like, there was a homunculus for Ed and Al's mom because they tried to revive her.
Yeah.
Then their teacher, she had the son. She tried to do it with that. Yeah. So in a way, a lot of people like that, but I said this makes more sense.
Way more sense
to do with.
I'm gonna watch the 03 at some if I can find it. It's not really available anywhere, but
it's people say it's darker.
It's way darker, which is up my alley.
I don't want to say it's way darker. They have darker moments.
Yeah.
But as a whole, like I always when I saw it before, I was like, the tone is very, very similar. They just have more. They do have darker moments in the show.
I think what it is, once again, the two darkest moments in the show, because even in Brotherhood, like after Maze dies, like it's not dark anymore. Like nothing really awful happens, and so the two awful parts hit harder on the darker show because it was stretched out.
I think the darkest moment in this after Maze Hughes was probably Bradley making Mustang do a human transmutation.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of. It wasn't dark. I thought it was crazy. I was like, that's probably as dark as it got.
And see, I think they could have hit that harder because it's all messed up, and then you don't even really see what happens to him afterwards. I'm just blind.
They just like, I can't see. It's dark.
But I felt like this is why I said I think they should have made the last 10, maybe 10 more episodes, because that part I was like, they should have really just had the horror music playing, like
actually, because they were gonna do this, but then they decided not to with Hawkeye when she got her neck sliced open and she just came back. I think they should have just done that with Mustang.
Oh, I have heard her die.
They were gonna do that, but they didn't do it. And they
oh my god, that would have been so.
Yeah, because I was like, he's like, I'm not gonna do it, and then they used alchemy to heal her neck or whatever.
Yeah,
but I felt like they should have stuck with that plan.
Yeah,
but they chose not. They didn't do it.
Was it like that in the manga?
I don't know.
They should have.
I don't know why. Like if
that would have been crazy.
You know why? Because if he was gonna lose his sight anyway, they should have just done it, and that would have made a lot more sense than having the doctor just could have died any sort of way.
Yeah.
Like no one.
Yeah.
I think I think they probably just didn't want to do it.
Yeah. They did 2 early deaths, and then they kind of got soft on us.
Yeah, I think they kind of. They hit the stuff early, and they were like, okay, we don't want to.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely #1 anime for especially in that decade.
Yeah.
But like even with I thought it was like with anime with some of the ones that came out in like the last 10 years, I don't know, because it's like with a free run Beyond Journey's End. If you notice, the last episode of this is called Journey's End.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about free run and her relationship with time. Yeah. And I was like, man, after watching that, I kept going, Hohenheim, why are you so normal? It's so I think it's a top 20. It's still probably a top 10. I do feel there have been some anime that have come out that have really just, have given it a run for its money, I feel like.
But I don't want to do a top 10. I was trying to do something last night. I was like, this is too many things. I was like, what's possibly better than Full Metal Alchemist?
Steins Gate.
I don't know why I didn't think you were going to say that. Because like, if you think of like a top 5, like you got to think like, you had to put Dragon Ball Z. You got to put like One Piece, Attack on Titan.
I'm talking about pure story. I think.
Pure story?
Yeah. Like, Steins Gate.
It's not.
Free Run Season 1 was, woof.
That's one season.
I know.
That's one season.
And that's the
because like even now, like people go, well, Demon Slayer and JJK, which actually JJK just ended, and people don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
The manga.
Yeah, people are not really thrilled about it.
Yeah, Jesus.
So like people will say like JJK or Demon Slayer. I'm like, no, it's not.
I would argue Attack on Titan is better than FMA.
No, I'll have that argument. That's fine. But people will try to say like, oh well, Demon, because they're more popular, like Demon Slayer and JJK. It's like they're not better than Full Metal Alchemist. It's a very short list.
Once again, I'm putting me on record here. I think Full Metal Alchemist is the Jay-Z of anime. And that's why, as in, it does like, everything.
They're doing a lot of stuff well. It's just like,
it does a lot of things very well, and it's evenly the what do you call them in video games? The ability like matrix, where it's like you have the circle and like the 5 points, like agility, strength.
It
hits all those evenly spread. It's the most well-rounded anime out there, and that's why I still think it holds the spot. I think Attack on Titan might have it. Like for the length, for the action, for the appeal, for the uniqueness.
It's old school. Just put out 60-something episodes,
and
go
it's
for
done.
And it's done.
There could be a sequel. I thought there can be a sequel because they
were going to different places.
There's other worlds, out there. I think they could expand it. They wanted to. If they
because they had the stuff with Ling and Mei. Because they don't go
the
there.
Stone still like. Why does the Stone still exist?
Yeah,
there was something. I was like, kill that man, kill Ling. What are you? Okay, real quick. The black characters. Here's my biggest issue with FMA. It's two things. I'm like, okay, like why do I have to have big old like lips? All right, it just drives me insane. And then secondly,
I kind of ignored that. I was like, all right, all right.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then two, which I was kind of like whatever. But I do have more of an issue of this. Like the Ishvalan story told from the colonizer's perspective, which is basically get over it is the message.
Yeah,
and
I was kind of trying to think of like what happened, with like Scar, I guess, and the government were cool, I guess. I was like, does everybody else, is all the other Ishvalans cool?
There's a reason for it, and the reason is because it was the homunculus, right?
Yeah, so now they're trying to,
but you're still destroying my people.
Yeah, I'm like, must say you kind of just blew everybody up.
Right, and so they've kind of equated, like they probably at the end of the show it's like, all right, well, Scar killed all these people and so did Mustang, but I'm like, Mustang killed millions.
he killed a lot of people.
Right, and so I'm just kind of
the only saving grace a little bit is like, even though my Mustang killed people, it seemed like him and Maze and Armstrong were kind of questioning stuff at least. Mm-hmm. Like I know Armstrong wasn't cool, so like they have characters that weren't totally on board with it, or kind of like were of conflicted about how everything went. But that's kind of it though. But like Mustang, still conflicted or not, he was still snapping people to death and stuff.
Also, favorite character, Armstrong. I love Armstrong.
Armstrong is cool.
I love Armstrong. Best character.
He's like, I'm strong. That was for your muscles. I was like.
Yeah, no, I like that character. Let me see what else I have in my notes. He's my favorite character. I hated that character, Sheska. Why should get to memorize an entire book? That was dumb.
You know what's funny? Sheska had a bigger role in 03. I was actually thinking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Because like, what happened to Sheska? Wasn't she in like 03? And then I totally forgot she was in this one.
Yeah.
And then you just don't ever see her again.
That's probably the one character. But they got her a job.
Yes.
They solved her problem.
Yeah, I remember the entire book in the library. I was like, how convenient.
Well said.
But as a character, I did like her character in 03.
I might have to watch that. Now I want to watch it. Yeah. Also, kill Selim, whatever his name is. Like, why is he the homunculus now? What are y'all doing? Like,
put out old dudes.
To me, I was like, this whole thing is set up for a sequel. What are y'all doing? The Ling got the Philosopher's Stone. Freaking Alphonse is somewhere out in the world.
Yeah, you have to. I don't know how you can trust Ling with the Philosopher's Stone.
That's what I'm saying. He's a menace.
He was like,
he let a homunculus take him over. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, he was a little too eager. He's like, I need immortality. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I love the origin of all the villains. Yeah, what was the thing that you said that you agree with me on?
No, the Kimberly thing. Him just. Like,
I was so pissed.
I was like, Kim, what? You're dead. Like
you're.
Why are you on their side now?
Like you're a menace. Why are you on? Yeah. So that. Also, I have here as a note. Ed is like Batman. He doesn't use guns, which makes zero sense because he uses blades and he's. Remember when?
I mean, he's still stabbing people though.
I know, but what was his reservation from Winreach using a gun when literally? Oh, yeah. I was like, what is this? You've blown people up. You use.
Don't do it. I'm gonna kill these people. Though.
This show is super fun. I still love it. I still think it's a top 5. I do think, even though people complain about the large quantity of shows, the best series are just that much better nowadays. And so my favorite animes now are giving FMA a run for his money. And there are certain things here that are very of the mid-aughts where I'm like, okay,
At some point, I think at some point this is going to be out of... Because people still think it's top 5. At some point, if not already, it's going to be out of the top 5 or out of the top 10. Yeah. Because now with anime, people are being more invested in it financially. You're going to get somebody that's going to write a really, really good show. Yeah. And like we already had Attack on Titan. And some people love like JJK and like Demon Slayer and stuff like that. But there's going to be somebody with a really good story that's going to surpass this one.
Yeah, 'cause I have less issues with Attack on Titan's story than I do with this. Which is why I was like, oh, I think as time goes on. Yeah. Side note, remember how I thought I saw this already? I did not see Brotherhood.
Yeah, I was like, how do you not know that you... I'm thinking like he saw it already. He was like, I didn't see this.
No, let me see what happened. I watched the 03 version, which to this day, I think episode 37 of the 03 version is the greatest filler episode of all time.
Oh yeah,
which is why I need to find it and watch it again. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is really good.
But anyways, I saw 03, then I saw Brotherhood was coming out, and I think I made it to around Ling, and I remember being so mad at the series, and then I think I half watched it, and then I was like, wait, am I missing post-credit scenes? Like, what is happening? And
the post-credit scene was a bad choice.
Yeah,
it
wasn't even every episode. It was like it happened like 7 times, and it was like I think I quit around episode 25.
Yeah, because what happened with me, this was before streaming.
Yeah,
illegally downloaded.
Exactly, it was before streaming.
It was before streaming, and I just happened to catch. I was like, I'll just watch through the credits and see what's happening in the next episode. I was like, wait a minute, is this a? Because I remember something with Marco was Scar getting Marco out of being imprisoned by the Homunculus. I was like, why is he the thing? And then I was like, oh,
that's exactly.
And I was like, oh, is this the post-credit scene? Even for that point in time, I think that was still a bad idea.
Exactly. Because
it makes no sense.
I downloaded it and I was like, for some reason, was like, why am I missing stuff? Right? And then I noticed that.
Yeah, I was like, Marco out of prison?
So
I was like,
episode ended early and I was like, what is happening here? Right? And I was like, is this because I downloaded the wrong file? Or is it? I was like, oh my God. It's up. So then I didn't finish it. So I saw half of it. I finished the original one. And I gotta watch that again too. I like how Ed he still has one leg. He's still technically Full Metal.
Yes, right, he is.
He can't use alchemy though, which is kind of crazy. And then Alphonse left him to go do alchemy. Any other thoughts? No, I think it's so great.
No, it's still like the voice acting is really
it's really good.
It is really good.
I saw the first 25 in English because I was trying to get through it.
It is really good. Yeah, even that was during a time. We don't like dubs. Like, it's a dub that you want to watch.
No, it's a good dub. Really good. I watched the back half and because I wanted to hear my old boys. Yeah. the voices I remember that I have no idea what they're saying, but
they pretty much got everybody back. I think from the 03 version. I think outside of maybe Alphonse, because I think they had a younger voice actor for that. And I think
so that I think I know because I was like, especially at the end, I was like, the Japanese version of Alphonse did not make any sense. I was like, he's too bulky. Give him a deeper voice.
Yeah, I know.
Or are you saying that the English person was...
No. I'm talking about between series. From they got everybody, all the voice actors back.
The English ones.
Yeah, for the English ones.
But a younger Alphonse.
But yeah, even at the end, when he seemed like a little bit older, I'm like, he's got to have
this guy.
He's like, hey, Alphonse. You are taller than this person.
But yeah, it's a let me see. All right, baby's going crazy.
Yeah, no.
Anything else, Brad?
I think that's all we pretty much got.
I think I figure out what to do for the next episode.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Biggest minus 1 point for FMA Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist.
You don't like that?
The mid-credit.
You don't like the mid-credits?
I hate that with all my heart.
Why?
It's so Full Metal Alchemist. Every so often it gives a weird version.
You hate everything that anime fans love. You don't like the Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
No,
you don't like that?
It's so dumb.
I like what?
That's where
It tells me what show I'm watching. Maybe I forgot.
The mid credit.
I might have forgotten what show I was.
Yeah,
I always like the mid credit thing.
The mid break thing. It's ridiculous.
Full Metal Alchemist, and they're all smiling. Then you gotta
Full Metal. It's a completely different voice every time.
No, it's the same guy. Well, he does a different voice.
I know.
Yeah, but
he's just in the studio for about 30 minutes recording 45 takes of this nonsense.
You don't. Folks, I'm on your side saying that I love
That's
the mid-credit.
so dumb. Oh my.
How is it dumb? It's cool.
Oh, anyways, any other thoughts, Brad?
No, I'm done.
All right, I'll figure out what to do for the next show. Also,
man.
if you stuck around, look for more Brad solo videos. I'm gonna try to get one out there sooner or later. But yeah, follow us. That's the show. Thanks for driving 2 hours, Brad. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Deuces.
Full Metal Alchemist.